Hi everyone, Kenji here, your sculptor, and welcome back to Life of Clay for another sculpting video. And yes, it's been a while since I uploaded our last video. I just got busy over the past holidays and finally, here we're back again, and this time, I will be sculpting a giant squid, Archaeopteryx ducks, in 1/60th scale, using COSCLAY Translucent. And before we begin, please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell icon to see more of my sculpting videos in the future. And without further ado, come bring the clay on and let's get started. First, I draw a simple sketch of our giant squid. Next, I prepare this wood for its mantle's armature by making it pointy. And we can now start sculpting the mantle using this COSCLAY Translucent. And if you want to see the full video on how I conditioned this COSCLAY Translucent, just go and check my previous uploaded video or click the link I added in the description box down below. And what I'm going to do now is I pre-cover it first with a thin sheet of clay and shape it out into a conical shape. And after that, I just cure it with heat gun. Then I just apply liquid polymer clay on it and cover it with another layer of clay and shape it out again. The giant squid Archaeopteryx ducks is a species of deep ocean-dwelling squid in the family Archaeopteridae. It can grow to a tremendous size at around 12 to 13 meters for females and 10 meters for males. And they are widespread, occurring in all the world's oceans. It is usually found near continental and island slopes. Now I shape and add this triangular piece of clay for its posterior fins that they use for locomotion, and I just shape it and blend it in. The vertical distribution of giant squid is incompletely known, but data from trawled specimens and sperm whale diving behavior suggests it spans a large range of depths, possibly 300 to 1000 meters. And to make its fins look like flopping, I just make the edge wavy using this rubber tip tool. And now I'm gonna pre-color it using soft pastels. And using this mesh wire grater I made to grind some of these pastels of red, brown, and orange. I add some water and mix the pigments, then just brush the top portion of its mantle, leaving its underside as is. Then I'm just gonna cure it with heat gun, but if you are using an oven, bake it at 135 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. Whoa, look at that translucent finish of this COSCLAY. I really like it. I really do. Moving on, let us now make its tentacles, and I'm gonna use these 0.3mm stainless steel wires as armature. Then I just fashion them into position. Then I just roll out a slender piece of clay and cut it into pieces. Wrap each pieces around the wires and shaping them as slender and pointy as possible. And this pair of long tentacles here are its feeding tentacles, or called arms, which size and shape are designed differently from the rest of its tentacles, particularly on how the suction cups on their tentacular club is arranged, which are in clusters. The arms and tentacles are lined with hundreds of subspherical suction cups, 2 to 5 cm in diameter, and their circumference is lined with sharp, finely serrated rings of chitin. That is why it is common to find circular scars from the suckers on or close to the head of sperm whales that have attacked giant squid. And for these shorter tentacles, I add these skin flaps along their spine to make them more detailed. Next, I add and line these tiny pieces of clay on the inner side for the suction cups, and just dent them with a small ball tip tool. And same goes to its tentacular club, but in cluster arrangement. Then I just pre-colored them with the same pastel mix we've used on its mantle. And after that, let's bake them in the oven at 135 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. And now the tentacles are ready, and I'm going to remove now all the wires of these shorter tentacles because I want to exhibit their flexibility. And as you can see, they are indeed really flexible. COSCLAY never fails to fulfill my purpose. And for these longer tentacles, I decided to leave their wires intact to keep them from drooping. Moving on, we are now able to sculpt its head while assembling our squid. I just apply liquid polymer clay on this end section of the mantle, and as you can see, I just cut off the wooden stick I used as a holder. And now I add these pieces of clay to be its head and then shape out the separation of the head and the rim of the mantle. And then I add its siphon using this piece of clay, shape it out into a small tube, and add crater on it using a ball tip tool. Siphon is a short tube found underneath the head of the squid, and it has one opening that propels through the water in the opposite direction to which siphon is pointing, much like a jet propulsion. Then I add poke holes on the top of its head, widening them enough to accommodate the bases of the tentacles, and attach them one at a time in circular formation. And the bases of all the arms and tentacles are arranged in a circle surrounding the animal's single parrot-like beak, which is essentially their mouth, and a tool that they use to dismember their prey, as in other cephalopods. Then I add a thin noodle of clay around the base of the added tentacles and blend it in. Then I add the feeding tentacles in the inner circle of the shorter ones. And of course, detailing its beak using this special tool that I made. Then I just lay a plastic film over the head and shape its eyes. And by the way, this is actually the same method I used in assembling my blue-ringed octopus sculpture I made way back years ago. So if you might want to check it out, I added the link in the description box as well. And here I also pre-color its head to blend it in. And after that, I just blow it with heat gun just enough to harden the clay a little bit, and then lay it over my sand bedding and place it in the oven to fully cure it. Now that the final curing is done, we can now do the final painting. And I mix brilliant red, vermilion, and green for its general color. And by the way, all the materials I'm using in this project are listed in the description box as well. I frequently add drops of water and acrylic medium to my paint mix to keep it diluted and almost transparent. I create some tiny speckles pattern as I move on to its underside and onto its fins that gives it the fade out effect coloration. Then I just paint its eyes sclera with lemon yellow mixed with titanium white, and black for its iris. Then I also paint the tip of its beak with black. Now I just need to add a drill hole for its stand, and I decided to add it on the underside of its mantle and not on the underside of its head because I think it would be more kinda humane that way. And we can now seal it with gloss water-based varnish. Then, a thin coat of clear resin for its eyes. And there you have it. Our giant squid sculpture is finally done. I hope you enjoyed this sculpting video and find it entertaining and educational at the same time. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments about it, and please share it with your friends. I'll be making another interesting sculpture in the next episode, so stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. And your subscription, guys, will help me to reach my channel's goal and definitely will support me to continue producing more videos like this one in the future. And also, don't forget to turn on that notification bell icon so you won't miss out any of my future videos. You can also follow me in my other social media accounts, and their links are listed in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate your support, guys. See you again next time, and have a wonderful day and evening, everyone. Bye!